Hello, guys. Happy Wednesday. If you hear the microwave go off, don't mind me. I'm making dinner. And Ozzy just left me. Okay, well, I got my bird, and my bird just left me. So, apologies for being a tiny bit, just a wee bit late, as it's 6:10. I left the gym early, and it still managed to take me 40 fucking minutes to get home, despite me living 15 minutes away. When there's no traffic, it's 15 minutes. Why? Why does it take me 40 fucking minutes to get home? Because every single red light, I hit every single red light. Every single one. My samosas are done. I'll get them in a second. Dude, I hit every single one. Even I took an alternate route, and then you know what happened on the alternate route? I hit every red light on the alternate route. Okay, I feel a little better now. Okay, 1 second, I gotta get my samosas. Just give me 1 second. Guys, I have my dinner. We're so back. We're gonna play Ace Attorney. I'm stoked. It's been a minute. It is Ace Attorney time. I hope we can actually finish the case today. Because didn't they say that in this one, we only have like 1 day to solve this case? Also, it just updated. Yeah, there was an update, I think. November 19th. Oh, that's today. There was an update today for the first time in like fucking ages. So that's cool. So yeah. I don't think there's any new content, but there's a lot of like quality of life stuff. Ah! Privacy policy! Oh, here we go. Hang on, guys. Let's see what they've added. All right, let's see. Let's shift over. Okay. Gallery has been added. Listen to the BGM and view art and animations from the games. Episode selection feature has been added. Autoplay in story mode. Automatically advanced conversations. Accessible way to enjoy the games. Awesome! So there's an autoplay feature for people who are stupid like me. Amazing. Hello, Trash Cat. Sorry, I stole your account, dude. I was, what's it called? When I logged into your Steam account, it said that you were playing a different game, and I was like, oops. It's okay. It's okay. They'll know it's Ace Attorney Wednesday. It's okay. So, whoa, that's a new sound. All right. It's been in Apollo Justice since it came out. Crazy. All right, I think this was it, right? This was the last, yeah. I think this was where we left off. Oh yeah, that's right. Guys, guess what I got? I got to, okay, because usually when I play Ace Attorney, because it involves a lot of talking, my throat ends up hurting by the end of it. This time I've got a drink this time, and it's sunshine flavored LaCroix. Because I got the flavor because I was like, sunshine, what the fuck is sunshine supposed to taste like? It tastes pretty good. I was talking to my parents and it was a stupid idle game I left open. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. Loki, I forgot. Okay. That's right, the Nickel Samurai. Okay. Okay. He must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume. Okay. Okay, so this is where we left off. Let's press her on everything, because honestly, I forgot. Would you please get on with your testimony? Okay. Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? Well, you a bitch, so I don't care. My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. Yeah. What? Oh my god, she's singing. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later and you'll be good and if you'll be good and just stick to the facts. Okay! You promise, right? Right? I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. That's foul. Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. Okay. Let's see. Hold it! Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not? Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? Okay, seriously, how do we let... it makes me so fucking mad. How do we let people get away with this bullshit, dude? All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? No, because you're fucking lying! Why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think that the costume would make him stand out all the more. You're such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it! Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the Jammin' Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when Engard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. They changed the VA for the Hold It? They did? Anyway. He must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I could do autoplay if I'm too stupid to figure it out. Hang on, let's see. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the nickel samurai. As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? Okay. So... earlier, she said the jacket, and now she's saying the costume. Let's check everything, because I don't... Okay, that's the thing about the manager. The costume... Hang on. Oh, excuse me. My bad. They added an auto button, so you don't have to click through all the dialogue, you just need to choose answers. Oh, okay. Isn't that the Jammin' Ninja costume, though? Or am I tripping?
Objection!
Oh, they did change it. Oh, shit. No, I fucked up. I fucked up! I fucked up! Oh! Hang on. I fucked up.
Hold it!
Hang on. So this is the thing where she goes, like, mad over the past thing, right? No, it's the one before this. Okay. Or the costume. Listen! Listen, I'm stupid! It's been a minute! I forgot! Give me a second! Wait. Yeah. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. But he's wearing it in the photo. So how the fuck does that make any sense? I'm so confused. Why? How did that not work? Okay, wait. His time of death was 8:15. And press conference. What time was the press conference supposed to be? It does. Do we not have anything that says what time the press conference was supposed to be? I don't think so. Oh, wait! Probably this one, right? Because it's saying that he was wearing the hakama, not the Jammin' Ninja costume. Right? What? How? I'm gonna crash out. We just fucking started and I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna lose it. I'm hungry. Okay. Oh. Let me think about it this way. If she thinks that he was wearing the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing Juan, then afterwards, if she knew that he was going to the press conference, like, he would have gotten all bloody while he was stabbing Juan, correct? So why would he wear that still? Why would he risk getting that bloody to then go to the ceremony, if you know what I mean? Guys, I think I'm stupid. Wait. He was strangled with his scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Maybe this one? I can always reboot it. Fuck! Dude, there's a reason I'm not an attorney, okay? Did you press everything? Yeah, I did. I did! Ah! Let me do it again. Hold it! Maybe I'm stupid. Okay, there was this. Which one was the one where she had the blatant contradiction? Was it this one? Because maybe I present it there. Oh, it was this one. Okay. It was this one. Okay. Maybe we try this. Because earlier she said he was wearing a jacket, and now she's saying he was wearing the costume. So... But it was covering his face. So... Guys, I think I'm dumb. Hang on. Go Samurai. How do we know? I don't know! Yes. Rivals with the okay. Ninja, okay. Guys, I think I'm stupid. Hang on. Let's see. Burning creature's blood found in guard's Hakama. Okay, let's see. Let's just try shit.
Objection!
Let's just try shit. If it doesn't work, we can restart. We're doing process of elimination here because I'm stupid.
Hold it!
Wait, no, not that. Fuck. Not this. Okay. Guys, I feel there's some water on top of the lid. Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. And we don't know what that is yet. Okay, we tried this. Try this. No. Fuck! Okay. Oh, I like how it says which option you're on now on the corner. I don't know if you can see it. It says which option you're on in the corner over here. That's nice. I feel I may be dumb.
Objection!
Fuck! No, that wouldn't matter.
Objection!
No! Let's try this. Maybe, no, I just did that. Wait, maybe this.
Objection!
Ah!
Hold it!
It has to do with the clothes. Because she's hiding shit. It has to do with the clothes. Oh my god. It has to do with the clothes. I already tried this one, didn't I? Let me try this again. Ninja. Of course it included him, that's why. Yeah, I think I do. Guys, I fear I'm a little lost here. It's been a while. I think I'm cooked. I'm gonna load this save again. Help me, Pookie! Help me! My brother and homie! Help me! I'm a little stupid. Did you take your meds? Yes, I did! I did! I swear! I did! I didn't take them for like 2 weeks. Don't be like me, guys. I didn't take it for like 2 weeks because I ran out and then forgot. I didn't have time to go pick up the meds. But I have them now, and I did take them. So fuck you. But it wouldn't be. Like, I know the answer, but I don't know what to pick. Okay. That's everything we have. Oh, the testimony. It was this. Okay, because everything she's saying right now is just a lot of bullshit. And I know that literally everything that's coming out of her mouth is a blatant contradiction, but no matter what I seem to present, I can't get it. It's pissing me off. Present the knife? Oh, that would make sense. I pressed the wrong thing. But, okay, that would make sense. Because he was stabbing poor Juan when he did it once. And he strangled him beforehand. So, let's try this. Okay. Just take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That's exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? If Mr. Engard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, his fingerprints wouldn't be on it! Because he would have had gloves! Oh! I didn't even think of that! It's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on the knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Objection!
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Sorry, I'm doing work during this, so I needed to see the full testimony. No, you're good, man. Thank you for the help. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, were there any problems with this theory? We're gonna do a funny save. There is a contradiction. This contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room with that intent. Who's Andrew again? There's Andrew's fingerprint. Oh, her. He probably went to go talk to his manager. Maybe the manager and maybe the manager was with him. It's possible. Maybe the manager was with him, but then how would I prove that? Would I present her or this? Yeah, Juan Carita's been getting close to the manager. Which part would I present here? That's the problem. Because I think I'm on the right track, I just don't know which thing to present. Let's say the manager.
Take that!
I fucked myself, didn't I? Ah! A certain item that shouldn't be at the crime scene. Ask chat for help if you're not thinking. Yeah, no. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Take that!
Fuck! Hang on. If he didn't have a murderous intent from the very beginning, certain objects shouldn't be at the crime scene. It's not Andrew's, and it's not the glass. And why did he bring the knife, right?
Take that!
Okay. Hang on. Let me go back. Now that I know the answer. There we go. Okay. The knife, it was used by Mr. Ingard for dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means, the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt Ingard. It's to frame my client, Mr. Ingard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Objection!
But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Ingard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure. What if she stole the goddamn camera? Who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. She was probably waiting for Lotta. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Carita. Am I correct, witness? Haha, the way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Carita. The killer, one might even say, the killer. Guys, I wonder who the killer is. Maybe, what kind of person you gotta be to have the last name the killer and not change it? Phoenix, maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think it is, it's certainly possible. This Old Bag. You were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? I would say either Lotta or her. Because she's obsessed with him, right? So she would be jealous of her. Or she didn't like that she was snooping. But the only person who would be in the room and not actually just like waiting outside for a scoop, it would be her. So I'm gonna say it's her.
Take that!
Who is this person? It's Adrian Andrews, Mr. Ngar's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... Ah, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you... Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a very bad feeling about this. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation, in secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready! I'm gonna take the wind out of you youngins! I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Look, I'm not saying I need me a freaky baddie, but if I said what I want, they would reconsider freedom of speech. That's crazy, bro! That's crazy! Okay. Wait, we should save, after that. Okay. That Engard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a large scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? Okay, bro. The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant. Dude, that's crazy! Stop! Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We've looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, Engard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Who the hell says that? Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Okay, bro. Pack it up. Pack it up. Sorry, one sec. Ozzy's sitting on my counter thing again. Okay. Let's investigate this. So, we got 5. And what do you mean you took action? What the fuck does that mean? Okay. Let's save here. Okay.
Hold it!
You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. The name of the magazine this came from is Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Dog! Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Engard will never get me to say touche.
Hold it!
A scandal. What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get him close with Juan. Okay, you have no proof, my guy. You don't have any proof that Mr. Engard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy, I wish I could do something about you. What do you mean by that? All right then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that Engard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? All right, let's see. Okay. He didn't have any ill will. I know he didn't, but... Okay. Would it be this? Because my... Hang on, sorry. Because we can prove that she was in the room because of the... this, right? But... I would say this because, like... they knew that they had a show to go to afterwards, right? But... let's see. What if I don't have any proof? What if I'm fucked? What if I don't have any proof? Was on bad terms is rivals. Or rivals. Yeah, he was the one who had beef because he was the less popular one, right? But does this have proof that it was... do we have anything that proves that Engard was the more popular one and therefore had no, like, beef? Okay, I'm trying to see... oh, God! I don't know! Juan Carita... I don't know! Maybe this because they both had to go to the ceremony afterwards? That's like the only thing that I can think of here. That's like the only thing I can think of here. I don't know! She was Karita's manager, that's right. Maybe we present him that because it says he was on bad terms, not the other way around.
Take that!
I don't think that was right. Yeah. Was that right? What are you handing it over to me for? You can give that jagged-headed baboon boy a message for me, please. Tell him that no matter what he does, the only thing he's good at is failing. What she said, right? That's crazy. Why are we all jumping on this hate train? That's crazy. That's crazy. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want whenever I want. Bro! That's the way the cookie crumbles for you anyway. Yeah, no shit. Everybody in this court hates me! Okay. Let me... What happens if I say I don't have proof yet? What happens if I say I don't have proof yet?
Hold it!
Phoenix Wright dog pile? Pretty much. What happens if I say no? Oh? Did the game just shit itself? Hello? Hello? Oh. Oh, it's back. Okay. I thought it did, dude. I don't have anything to offer. See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free okay, yeah.
Hold it!
We didn't press the rest of it yet. What do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good... What? You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Okay. Well, it was too bad that the woman didn't come through the door that night. Huh?
Hold it!
Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know the secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. She stole the camera. Here we go. Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it?
Take that!
Okay. Hang on. Wait, let me load back. Let me load back to get my health back real quick. There we go. Okay. Okay. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it, that's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy! Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous... Oh, can you... Why you keep bringing up her appearance like that? Stop. She's working with that evil Engard. She said herself, Engard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Nobody believe you, girl. Nobody believe you. Nobody believe you.
Etchy Poo, you believe me, don't you?
Nobody care. Nobody gaff. Girl, nobody gaff. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. Uh-huh. And I'm a saint. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook. Of course you can! She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No! If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can. That's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note was the only thing you stole that night. Oh god, I can't save it. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Found it in Guard Takama. But who found it? Well, did she find this? Did they say who found this? Did the detectives find this? Or did she find this? Okay, genuinely help, I don't remember. Who was it that found this? Because if she was the one who found this, then... I don't remember. Fuck. Not that? Okay. Wait, was it this? I'm trying to remember everything she gave us during this case. I don't remember. Was it this? She was one of the first people we encountered when we came back in that day. So was it this? I don't know how to lock in! I have 2 brain cells, they're working on overtime! I am dilly-dally maxing! Dude, I don't know! I forgot! Was this... was she the one who gave us this? Who was it that gave us the map? I don't remember who gave us what! It's been 2 weeks! I can't read her statement! I'm locked in this, wait! Member of hotel security. The statement you can see. Ah! Her name is Wendy Oldbag. Wait a minute. Hang on. Yeah, I know she stole something else. What? I'm so confused! You're confusing me! I'm trying! Oh, was ripped from his costume. Wait, no, but you said it wasn't this one. You said it wasn't this one. Okay, not that one. I got, I don't know! I'm stupid! Okay, fuck, I don't know! Article from the... Was it this too? No. It was that and Maya pushed onto me. Stolen of the night of the murder. Article from the brand. Map around the crime scene. I think it was this. I think it was this. I think it was the map. I don't know! Stop yelling at me! Bestie, stop yelling at me! I don't know! I don't know! No, I'm not trolling! I don't understand! I'm not trolling! I'm not trolling! No, we picked this up. There's a word in the testimony. What are you trying to find? Something that was stolen. I don't believe the note is the only thing you stole. We have the note, but that doesn't help. I'm so confused. I'm gonna cry. I'm laughing. I have tears in my eyes. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Read the description of the evidence. It's the first word. But I just used the camera. I just used the camera. It can't be that. I just used the camera. That would have been my first instinct, but I just used it. So it can't be the camera. I just used it. There's no way it's the camera.
Take that!
Oh my god. It's the camera the whole time. I'm gonna... Why am I so dumb? Miss Oldbag. That note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why? Witness! What is it, Gramps? It says you. If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? That's... I just used the camera. Little do they know, Ace Attorney is willing to make you present the same piece of evidence up to 4 times in a row. Not usually! Usually it's like only once for each piece of evidence. What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and I borrow things from people. Okay, bro. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. That's crazy. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. You could ask. You didn't have to commit theft. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. You must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. That's awkward. This is the Nickel Samurai! Yeah, no shit. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. Why is bro posted up like that? I don't know, he's aura farming. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Oh god. Just in case. Okay. There's nothing strange with it. He did it. There's something strange about this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. What? What does that even mean? Anyways, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well... Oh, God. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? Bro, this is all that we have. Like... Okay. So, first off, they said that the bloody button was found on his pants, but it's not here. I can't check anything from here. I would say it's that one, the pants are dragging on the floor. Two, the button, the bloody button, is not here. So, Take that! Oh. It's cooked. At the time of the murder, Mr. Engard was in his own room, which means that this Nickel Samurai... Okay. What if I say there's nothing strange with it? What happens? Do I just insta-die? Wait. For record. Okay, that is Kurita's room. I have an idea. Okay. If he was coming out of Kurita's room, because from that angle, this should have been Kurita's room. If he was... This is Kurita's room, yeah. If he was coming out of Karita's room, he would have been all bloody and shit, but he's not. So...
Take that!
Ah! I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Guys, what is going on with my brain today? Why can I not figure out anything today? What happens if I say there's nothing strange with it? What happens if I say... Ah. Okay, so I just insta-lose. So there's gotta be something. How am I clicking in the wrong place? I don't fucking understand! I don't understand! Your original idea was right, just click the wrong place. Oh, I clicked on the upper part of his pants, didn't I? Would it be the lower part?
Take that!
His ankles? Okay, there we go. Yeah, all right. If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Engard. What's the meaning of this?
Objection!
Okay, so I was right. I just clicked the wrong fucking place! I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts, that is. Yes, thank you for having mercy, Pookie. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to see his feet. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. What if it was the manager? What if it was the manager? All right, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt Engard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Engard. In that case, who is this a photo of? I think it's the manager. Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Why is he so calm? Okay, wait. Let me save. Let me save. Let me save! Okay. I think it's the manager. It's either the manager or I'm suspicious of her somehow, but I don't think it was her. I say it was the manager. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it's none other than this woman. Why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Engard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as the murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! Order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This court is issuing a I don't know how to say that. Subpoena? I don't know how to say that. For Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set for Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Now then.
Objection!
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews... I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. Clutch! But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to poet. How the fuck do you say that? Subpoenaing? Subpoenaing? Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Subpoena? Oh, okay. I literally had never seen that word in my life. Exactly. More like nah at the end. Ah, okay. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Okay. Hell yeah. Here. Dang, I'm like surprisingly cold right now. I have a hoodie behind me. Should I grab it? Hang on. Ooh! I'm gonna grab my hoodie. 1 second. Woo! Oh my god! I almost put it on backwards. Ooh! Okay. There we go. Sorry, I was cold. Okay. It's gotten like really cold where I live recently. Like not super cold, but colder than it usually is. And it's like I'm not used to it anymore. I used to have such good like cold tolerance when I lived on the East Coast, but now I'm like I've lost all my tolerance. I get cold much easier now. Okay. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian... No way! Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. How are you cold? I'm overheating? Because I like to keep my apartment cold so that I can... Okay. sorry to be distracted from the game for a second, but okay, I think being cold is much better than being warm because when you're cold, you can like put on more layers and you can get all cozy and like snuggle up in bed and stuff. But if you're too hot, then you can't. Legit panting like a dog? Yeah, you would. Anyways, dude, it would be like, because think about it, if you're too warm, then you're just like permanently uncomfortable and there's literally nothing you can do about it. But if it's cold, then you can put on layers and be all like snug as a bug in a rug type shit, you know? It takes one to know one. Yeah. Like Ozzy got all his feathers. He's nice and chill. He likes it. Ozzy's all comfy and fluffy over there on my kitchen counter. I can see him. Ugh. I had like goosebumps. I was like, fuck, I need to put on my hoodie. Okay. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Then dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she's the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Carita. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be all right. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix. Do you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impacts suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Carita, the victim of the murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don't let your guard down yet. My roommate turned the AC to a normal person's temperature, and I legit took off my shirt and was just laying in bed. Dude, no, okay, because I permanently keep like my apartment at like 70 or 69. I like it crisp. Like the second it gets like 72, 73, I start like sweating. I become like mildly uncomfortable. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. I had it at 65 and she turned it up to 72. No! Yeah, no, 72 is still too warm for me. I'm a freakazoid. 72 is like perfect if you're outside, but if you're inside, I feel like... Yeah, we all know you're the fucking alpha, alright? Okay. We all know. We all know. We know what you are. It's okay. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Mattengard. I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yeah, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Carita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was it the bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one's accusing you of that. I think that there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. You called me an alpha of your own volition that time? Bitch, you're the one that bought that goddamn alpha shirt from, like, Goodwill the other day. I don't want to hear shit. Born to bark, forced to go to college, education, and work. Born to be wild and free. And howl at the moon. When it was time for the show to start, I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. Wrong, my roommate. Yeah, they sent it to you, and you said, please buy it for me. Oh my god. You see, you said it yourself that time. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Really? Okay. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that's when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix, she's one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant that this trial is over. Understand? Okay. Alright. Let's save. To be loved is to be seen. You're so stupid. What was Mr. Engar doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his many performances as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Engar did say that he was taking a nap. And I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room yet. Yes? Excuse me? What are you—
Objection!
Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Engar's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. How do we know she's not lying, though? After that, I went to Juan's room.
Hold it!
And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. But the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? But perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. Okay. Well, I know what we have to— So, this part, we're gonna have to present something about the suicide. Okay.
Hold it!
You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very, calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Karita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I see. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo.
Hold it!
This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
Hold it!
Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down, without drinking it. So, you were feeling faint, so you poured the glass, go, nah, and then put it back down. Huh? Miss Andrews, I'd like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Carita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake, that one thing. What one thing? Never mind, it's no big deal. What was she starting to say? Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. That would explain why it's wet. Why'd you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Hold it!
What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought that I would try to take Juan's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. Doesn't sound like there's any... Okay. So this was the one where we could present that she had another motive. Because they asked if she had another motive here.
Objection!
Actually, wait, let's not do it yet. We have to prove that... So there was either that or the thing with the vase. So it's either this or the thing with the vase. So... we just presented this one, and now this one. I don't think this will work. I'm gonna reset after this one, but... yeah. Okay. I just wanted to try it. Reset that. Okay. So this is where we pressed her before. Hang on.
Hold it!
Is this not what we just... Why is she not giving me the extra... Why is she not giving me the thing about the vase? Hang on. Maybe because I didn't press further about this part before. Certain goal. Can I not present this now? No, I can't. Let's see if we can get the answer from before out of here now. No? Ah! Wait, what was it that I said before?
Hold it!
Hang on, let's just press everything and see what happens again.
Objection!
Okay, she didn't take the knife.
Hold it!
You were in shock. Okay. Oh, here we go. It was this one. It was the thing about the vase was here. Okay. Okay. I gotta remember to save after I get this part. Okay. You dropped the vase, yada yada yada.
Hold it!
Okay. Alright, let's save here. Now that we have a little bit more information. Okay. Let's see, where it fell over onto the guitar case. Here's Karita's fingerprints. See, here's the thing. At the scene of the crime, the guitar case was open.
Objection!
You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. Are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what's so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that were true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what's that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. It is open. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case.
Objection!
What's your point, right? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Objection!
No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection!
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. What? Yes! The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Heh, I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. All right, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Conveniently, you don't know. Looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using it anyway to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man. Alrighty. I'm a save-aholic. I like saving. Okay.
Hold it!
Let's press her on everything. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me.
Hold it!
So, you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case.
Objection!
As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all.
Hold it!
Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside.
Objection!
How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you just paid attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Shut the fuck up! Do your job normally, bitch! Sorry. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
Hold it!
Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try. Okay.
Hold it!
Wait, shit, no, wait, I meant to click present. Fuck! Okay. Hang on, now that we've presented everything, do not judge me for saving so much, I get paranoid. Where's the, let's do the last one. Let's present, let's see. For why I opened the case, I don't know. She could have been looking for the suicide note. I think she was looking for the suicide note. That's what I think she was doing. I think she was looking for it. But it bears Kurita's fingerprints. So, it bears Kurita's fingerprints. Those are the two things I'm thinking about. One, it has Kurita's fingerprints, so that means that he was probably the one who opened it, right? Or she knows why she did it because she was looking for the suicide note.
Objection!
Fuck. Let's try this again.
Objection!
Maybe I present the same thing again. I do present the same. Ah! Okay, hang on. Let me load that again. The update replaced Ben Jad voice. Yeah, I did notice that they replaced a lot of the voices, it seems like. Okay, it's this and then the case again.
Objection!
There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Ah! What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints, just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Why the fuck would you be wearing gloves? That just makes you look suspicious. Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? You have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Mr. Krabs! I have an idea! I have your proof right here. This wine glass. A wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? What the fuck did your glasses break? Order! Order! Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that that guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case that was not the... what was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar? You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. Where the fuck did you get that from? I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. The witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case...
Objection!
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us into all of his misguided...
Objection!
No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in the photo of the crime scene. I'm sure that this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
Objection!
If you're so sure, right? Then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do with the murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar... Dude! So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. Oh god, I can't... Oh, no. I didn't, I think it was the suicide note. It has to be the suicide note, right? It has to be the suicide note. It has to be.
Take that!
Ah! Fuck! Maybe the button? No. No. The case is inside of the case. No. Maybe it was the button.
Take that!
Fuck! No! Hang on. There we go. Okay. Shit. Would it... We can't say it would be the camera because Miss Oldbag had stolen it by then, right? It wouldn't make sense for it to be this. Maybe this? Maybe this one?
Take that!
What? No! I don't know!
Take that!
Let's just try this for shits and giggles. Nope. Dude, what the fuck? I'm gonna have to restart anyways, but... What else could it... Maybe this? A press conference ticket? It wouldn't be his autopsy report, or Lotta's photo, or this. It wouldn't be the knife, because... Would it have been?
Take that!
No. Okay. Hang on. Oh, shit. Wait, I forgot to... Was that the most recent one? Or am I... Oh, fuck. That's a bit far back. Oh, shit. Wait. God damn it. I forgot what I... Ah! It was here. And it was... Oh, no. Was it this?
Objection!
It was this, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. This one. It was that one. Okay. Ah, damn it. We're gonna have to go a bit back again. Shit. Okay, the gloves. That's strange because the glass.
Take that!
Okay. All right, let's see. Okay.
Objection! Objection!
Yes. Let's get back to where we were. Come on.
Objection!
Okay. Let's save here. There we go. Okay, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar could not have been the only thing.
Objection!
Okay, wait, no, it was here that I wanted to save. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Okay. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? Okay. Did I try this?
Take that!
No! I don't remember if I tried that or not. Well, now I did. Fuck! Empty. I am thinking! I'm confused. Wait. What if it was this? What if they were giving her instructions? I may be cooking too hard, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Yeah, okay. Well. Dude, I've tried literally almost everything. What the fuck? I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this. I've tried... I haven't tried these. I've tried this, both of these, this. Maybe the picture. It was the picture! Okay. It was the picture. Okay.
Take that!
This is a photograph. Yes, but what's important is what is in the picture, Your Honor. In this picture? It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Yeah, no shit. Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Objection!
Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt-N-Guard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai doing inside the guitar case? It was stolen. I think it may have been stolen from Mr. Engard. Stolen? But why would someone do such a thing? Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. Engard would be forced to go naked.
Objection!
Maybe you should be stripped naked and run out for making a mockery of this court. Excuse me? That's what I was about to say. Mr. Matt-N-Guard did not take his costume off after the award ceremony. Oh, so it would have to be a spare. Duh. I forgot that he was sleeping in it. My bad. He even testified that he took a nap while still wearing his costume. Is this not correct? Ah, yeah, he did say something like that, didn't he? That's what I thought. Oops. Let's try it one more time. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? It was a spare. Mr. Engard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that's what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point.
Objection!
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully. Oh. Oh, this could be bad. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was... I'm assuming to frame him, no? Maybe...
Take that!
What's this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Engard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Carita himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Carita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He was gonna take his career! He was gonna go up on the stage and say slurs. Why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Carita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, is going to speak about Matt and Guard. Yes, I guess that's what it would mean. But if that's the case... That's not a confession, that's public disclosure. Miss Andrews? I can see why you're pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him? It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? Damn, what did he do? And what do you know of this secret of Mr. Engard's, do you know what the secret of Mr. Engard's is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I see. I've probably been coming off, quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all. Protect Mr. Engard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. By the way, your stream is finally in 1080p. Yeah, I do. I know. I remembered to go in and change it. I figured out how to change it. I fixed it. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. If he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. This does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Okay. Ooh. Alright, let's save again. Okay. Would you say that that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Or, if you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us in school, at least not from what I remember. May I continue now? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what.
Hold it!
So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event and the hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt and Guard. And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Engard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? He was sleeping. Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? Okay. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Okay. Has Mr. Engard done something to hurt or betray you, personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Engard, yet you still helped out.
Objection!
The person on trial right now is Mr. Engard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Didn't have an alibi from what he was doing at the time of the murder.
Hold it!
Didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Engard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Engard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can't, I find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't see the name for some people here in this I can't see the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. Okay. The button and the knife. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then, what about the button? Button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? That button was found in the police of Matt's Hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Fellas, I think we're fucked. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Ugh. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes. Mr. Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony. How do you know that? Oh, wrong button. When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard. I've heard that before too. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that, just because I'm prepared and you're not. And I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where and what? Okay. Okay. So let's press her on this last thing, and then go back to other part. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time.
Objection!
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Engard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Engard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant.
Objection!
This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. What? And please, stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Alright. Alright. So it was this one. We have to present something that is decisive here. The button was torn off during his fight. Okay. We don't know that for sure, though. We don't know that. It could have been, like, cut off at a different time. Oh. We don't know that it came off during the fight. It could have been cut off afterwards. Here, wait. Let's save here. Okay, because we know this is where it has to be. So, let's present the button.
Objection!
No. Okay.
Objection!
Let's take the murder scene. No? Oh, fuck. What could it be otherwise? It's not the crime scene photo. And it's not the Jam and Ninja button. Let's try this. I think it's this. Because he was strangled. I knew that had to come into place somewhere. Okay. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stabbed the victim was done after the victim had already died. What does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way that this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. Order! What's the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know that this button was not torn off during the fight. The murderer took the time and effort to purposefully rip this from the victim's body. What would that would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Like framing Mr. Engard. To pin the crime on Engard. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Engard. There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Engard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer, then? Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. Oh shit, wait. Wait. Oh no, I couldn't. Uh-oh. We don't have Mr. Dick Killer as, yeah. Would it not be Dick Killer? Does this not count? Dick Killer? Whatever. Let's try it. I want to see if this counts. Well. The killer was not the killer. I know it was her, but I wanted to try it anyway. Okay, hang on, let me load it. Let me load that again and redo it so that I have my it was the crime scene photo.
Objection!
What? Wait, fuck, did I click the wrong one? I clicked the wrong one. Oh no, it was the autopsy. That's right, it was the autopsy.
Objection!
My bad, I forgot. Okay, now we have to go back, go back, go back.
Objection!
Okay, and then I'll save it right before that last decision. Pin the crime on and guard. Okay. Okay, by the real killer. Let me save here. There we go. Okay, who's the real killer? That's gonna be Miss Adrian Andrews. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you. You are Mr. Corita's killer. What is she, a Pokemon? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? The knife used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ingard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room, and the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ingard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ingard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That's also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No,
Objection!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe that this nickel samurai is Mr. Ingard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What kind of bullshit is that? What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ingard's room. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. Yeah, but do they have the Fifth Amendment in Japan? That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What's so humorous, Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. Remember, this is wacky California, Japan, or something like that? Is it? Oh, I forgot. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to prove a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita. This is where the suicide stuff comes in. The suicide of her mentor. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof. But that's not true! Yeah, solid, definitive proof, as if we didn't have, like, 6 things that pointed to her. Like, okay, bro. In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have it tomorrow! If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial... Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it! This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Objection!
It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Pookie clutches up indeed. Bro, that's my goat. Yes, that's very true, but... Actually, there's one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think about unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. That's what I was thinking! So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. All right. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Likely story. Ozzy's sleeping on my dish rack. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. Alright, let's save. Alright. Press time! But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can't you just wait, just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Why is he always getting jumped? Leave my guy alone. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. So, it was a mess? Are you sure that it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Corita? I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness? Okay, so it's not the first two. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Slumped over? Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Wait a goddamn second. Oh, he was slumped over in the corner. Really thought he was sleeping with the knife sticking out of his chest? A likely story.
Objection!
Okay, that didn't count. Okay, great. Awesome. Fantastic. Stupendous. The thought he was dead didn't cross my mind. Not with the knife and the blood sticking out of his chest, no? Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. Then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state, I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice? Yes, he always has a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. After that, what happened next? When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the vase over. I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward. And knocked the flowery vase over, so that's what happened. Okay. Alright. So this... It was this one. This one is the suspicious line. Thought he was sleeping. Thought he was sleeping. You didn't see the knife? Is what I...
Objection!
That doesn't count? The picture and the knife don't work? Dude, I can't. Okay, I can't. Yeah, I get it. Let me redo it. Let me redo it. Okay. Okay. Let's save here on this one so we remember that this is the one. So it's this one, and then we have to present something that proves against this, but slumped over and tied the in the corner. We still don't know why this had Karita's fingerprints, though. So not the picture, not the knife. Maybe the autopsy again? Are you fucking serious? What else could it have been?
Objection!
No? It's not that either. What could it possibly be then? Let me just try this.
Objection!
No.
Objection!
This had his fingerprints on it, so I was thinking maybe that. What could it be? What is it? I have no fucking idea. What could it be? We've tried everything here but the suicide reports. And this, but that wouldn't help me. We tried the guitar case just out of curiosity. Let's just try this, why not? What could it be? Maybe this?
Objection!
No. What the fuck is it? What could it possibly be?
Hold it!
Slumped over. Looked like he was sleeping. There's no way that could have been possible because he had a fucking knife sticking out of his chest, so you would think
Objection!
that— oh, I didn't mean to actually present it. Fuck. Dude. I cannot comprehend. I'm so confused. We've tried everything, no? I'm Googling this because this is some bullshit. That's what I'm saying. It had to have been the picture. There's no way he could have been slumped over, quote unquote, looking like he's sleeping if there's a fucking knife sticking out of his chest and blood everywhere. Like, I can't think of another possible answer. I've tried literally everything. Besides these, which I know there's no way it could be, because this has nothing to do with it. Or rather, this has nothing to do with the way that he was, like, slumped over, right? So, I've tried everything that I could possibly think of. I even tried this because this has his fingerprints, and it's, like, we still hadn't found out why his fingerprints were on it. Prime photo on statements 4, 5, 6. Are you? It's the one after this? Bruh. So it was the photo. It was just the wrong statement that I presented. Oh, fuck. Okay, that would make sense. Okay, so you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. That's, well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now was all one giant lie. How many pairs of glasses has she broke by going, eh? And your lie has clearly, has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. Oh, she crashed now. Oh, no! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ingard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible! You're wrong! Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me! It wasn't me, I tell you! It was Matt! I swear it! He's the one who killed Juan! But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify that she was working with the killer. There's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ingard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we finally found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ingard.
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Ingard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie! I don't believe you! What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Ingard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging onto them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That's my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ooh. Well, I think we'd have to force her to testify, yeah? Hang on, I'm stupid, just in case I make the wrong choice. Oh my god, it's already 8:40. Fuck! Okay. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this, not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Engard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth? Oh shit, he's locking in! He's locking in! This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report, the attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, stop! I beg you, if people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that's of no concern to me. Damn! Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. That's insane, dog. No matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. Damn. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. Then I realized, when I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. When I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. Stabbed the body with a knife? But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carita, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Engard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Okay, dude, I think it's funny you say that, considering you are the only one that knows that someone is being held hostage for this verdict. You are the only one who knows that. And you don't suspect that the person named the killer is the person actually behind it? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Okay. Damn, I think this is the longest trial we have ever had. Holy fuck, Lois. Okay. Okay. Let's pressure on everything. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you didn't know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. This is only part 2 out of 2 of a 4-part trial. My God! When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, oh wait. I gotta do this part. What's this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the whole world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought, I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
Hold it!
That was so you could get the knife correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. Okay, wait, let's see. What's the inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready loitering in the hallway. Ah. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldbag. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
Hold it!
You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what's the secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful to not leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I don't want to concede, but this testimony rings of the truth. I'm sorry, Phoenix. No, please don't apologize to me. We were both taken by surprise. Still, I'm sorry. Okay, so if that last one rings of the truth... And she said something about very careful, then why does it have Karita's fingerprints on it? That's what I want to know. That's been bothering me this whole time. Why does this have Karita's fingerprints on it?
Objection!
Fuck! No! Okay. It was that. There was 2 things that stood out to me. It was this one. Okay. Just saying she was very careful to not leave. Which one was the part about Matt being guilty again? Is it this? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Okay, I went to pour the juice. Thought if I could, okay, turn their eyes towards him. Matt was snapping with his costume on. Okay. It has to be this. This one rings of the truth, he said. I don't know. Ah, fuck. It just said this rings of the truth, but I can't find anything that contradicts here. Oh no, it wasn't necessarily that. Oh, fuck, wait, I'm confused again. No! Okay. Okay, it's going to expose me. Good. With a knife.
Hold it!
Okay.
Hold it!
Yeah, okay. Oh, dude, I don't know what to do here. Was it this, maybe?
Objection!
No, it doesn't. I'm so confused. Oh my god, okay. What could it have been? He says it rings of the truth. I can't think of anything that contradicts. It all makes sense. Hang on. So she thought he was sleeping, made the juice, went to leave and grab the knife. Or rather, she went to go grab the knife, got it, came back, put it in his chest, then put the costume on, and then went out. So... I don't know! It was on the first one that she said something about the juice, right? No, that doesn't matter. Ah! I don't know!
Hold it!
Juan was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point. Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. Dude, I don't know! I'm fucked! I don't know! Shit. Okay. The first thing she thought of was that. What about the... Hang on. What if I present the scene of the crime here?
Objection!
No. Ah, man. Honest to God, I'm completely fucking stumped here. What happens if I click autoplay? Nothing. Okay. I was wondering if it would help me, but it won't. I had a bit of an inconvenience, which was the two people outside. I wonder if I present
Objection!
them? No. What if I present her?
Objection!
No. So if it's not them, I just got back. How long have you been on this one? A long fucking time. I am completely stumped. Maybe this is what was happening, that she stole the camera? Fuck! Yes, I have. I'm completely confused. If you have any tips for this one, it would be appreciated, because I'm fucked. I'm so confused. I've tried everything here. You're the one who prepared the costume. I took it and put it into one's car case. Okay. Okay, man, if I have a feeling it's the last one, but I don't know what to... Maybe the press conference thing? Shit! There's no evidence for this one? You just press everything? Really? I did! There's no way I missed one, right? That's why you poured the juice. Okay. Formulated the plan. Plan you had. Weakness. Matt, yeah, we got this part. And the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made the mad dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife. Police would turn his eyes towards him. We got this part already. Stabbed one's body and ripped off the button. You were the one to stab the victim with the knife. Gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. Wait, no, I didn't see this part. At the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, suddenly I realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and then plant it in Mr. Engard's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Okay. Yeah, inconvenience. Yeah, we got this part. Miss Old Bag. Couldn't get caught. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai. Okay. What's the secret? That I don't know. Okay. Did not want anyone to know about the costume. Oh! Okay. What the fuck? I guess I missed it the first 3 times. Okay. I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Engard's room and planted the button. Into Matsukama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word! What does this all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Engard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I had just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That's all. Court is adjourned for today. Oh, fuck. What do we do about Maya? Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a new one. Haven't seen that sprite. Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. And you just took it?! That's a piece of evidence from a crime scene and you just fucking took it? And you've been twiddling your thumbs and playing with it for like 3 days? Dog. He was lying there right next to him. He found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously... Yeah, just so unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? No! Really? I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. Oh. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? He says seashell. Are you kidding me? That's where we're gonna do the fucking to be continued? Oh, man. Oh, man. I want to keep going. I want to finish up the case, but you said it's 4 parts? We're gonna have to... I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here regardless. It is 9 o'clock, and this is when I usually end stream, and I got, what's it called? I got stuff I gotta go do, so I think I am gonna have to wrap it up here for today, unfortunately. Oh, girly. Okay. It's another investigation and then another courtroom. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to... I think we're gonna have to save it for next time. Next week, we probably should be able to finish it, though. Hang on. Okay. All right, guys. I think we are gonna wrap it up for today. I know I said that like 3 fucking times. Anyways, tomorrow, what did we have on this sketch for tomorrow? I just realized I never made my live now tweet, did I? Oops. Oopsie! Hang on, let me see. Tomorrow is Pokemon, right? Yeah. Tomorrow's Pokemon. Okay. We've got Pokemon tomorrow. Which tomorrow I'm also gonna put up the waiting room for my cover coming out on Saturday. And then we're gonna do some gaming with friends on Friday. Not sure which one. Probably Phasmo, though, because they came out with a new map. So that'll be fun. So, yeah. What's it called? Depends if you can log in or not. Yeah, depends on how stupid I am, but we'll try. Thank you guys for bearing with me. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for Pokemans. Hopefully I don't get stopped by every single red light. See, here's the thing. I would just like permanently switch my stream time to like 6:30 to accommodate for my fucking horrible red light luck. But if I don't hit every red light, I make it here on time. And it just so happens that a lot of the time I happen to hit every single one on the way home. So, anyways, so wish me good luck on that front, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye, guys. Bye. No, I will not start speeding. I am a responsible driver.